All right, I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival. The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do. Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes. Does that sound right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display.
And if that's the case, they had to have been the laziest fucking class in existence. Something I think Crow would heartily enjoy.
I mean, come on, no one ever said, boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display.
Well, either way, I'd like to start by soliciting some ideas from all of you. We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
The fuck, Milliam? Yes, we're all dropping our ideas.
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
I could ask the same of you, Marcus. It's not fair to just whip something out of our asses, you know.
I know. It's just...
You're a special class, therefore you have special expectations of how your class presentation should be.
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
Or that.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
And then there's Eustace just picking a fight.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
And notice how Marcus no longer, takes the bait. Or he doesn't take it nearly as much. Eustace always continues to poke fun at him, but Marcus has slowly kind of learned to, not take the bait.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies.
Of course you wouldn't. You're dense.
But I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum, especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
I don't. He doesn't understand the purpose of what we've been doing? That's essentially what he's saying. I'm sorry, how the fuck is it that you've had this many field studies and you haven't gotten the idea of what the class is about? And for those who are like, well, I don't either, let me spell it out because it's been abundantly clear. The purpose of Class 7 is to observe what is happening in Erebonia through the social class system. We're looking at both sides of the problem. It's not as rosy as people want to make it out to be, and we're not trying to force them to take one side over the other. We're giving them both perspectives, and we're seeing how it involves the commonwealth of the people. That's what the purpose of Class 7 is, to witness these events firsthand and try to see how we, as the next generation, can solve them. So, for you to say, well, I don't understand what the heck the point of all these things are, or not even that, but say he has no attachment to them, just proves that, as a noble, he does not fucking care. I know someone's gonna say, well, you're just being really too harsh on Eustace. No, I'm not. It goes back to him being a stuck-up noble. As a noble, he should care about how this affects his people. He shouldn't just take what his father says. He should look at it from both perspectives, and he should adjust accordingly. If he doesn't like that, then too fucking bad. I hate to say it, but the social class shit is outdated as hell.
Makes sense to me.
We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival. So, as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Hence why we're trying to solve that issue now.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
Oh, shut up, Crow.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but what's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Wait, seriously?
Machias, I don't think she's been in school. I think it's a valid question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
Huh, that sounds fun. In that case, we have to do something.
Yes, but what is that something?
We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that this time victory will be all ours.
I can only assume I know exactly who that is.
What?
It must have been Ferris. That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
For those who are asking who the hell Ferris is, she's another noble. She's in the same club as Alyssa. I know I don't show it here, or we don't talk to her very much. She's by no means... I don't know if she's related to Patrick. I'm inclined to say no. But she's got the same kind of attitude as he does, as in, she's a noble. Therefore, she is superior to the rest of the people in the school.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
If it's all the same, I'd rather not see the House of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory. But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
It kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Instructor Sarah?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago. So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
We've been fired. We're not allowed to go anywhere.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood, because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field studies.
Yee! We get to continue!
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though they're always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, we'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Still, it feels like our field studies are a big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but oh well.
I think she meant to say unanimously, as in everyone voted in the same direction.
We should be grateful to His Highness and the directors.
Well, her mind could have been changed by the points of the others.
That's good news.
Because, what's his name? Oliver did make a good point about how these guys basically did the job of the school model of, you know, protecting the foundation and showing what we could do.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
Crow, you're literally the same age as them, if not just a year older.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them if you want.
Oh,
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
Surprise! That is very rich coming from her. I mean, she has a point, even if that is kind of a harsh way to put it.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon. Without your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbow.
Don't mention it.
We're just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did. I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's President got going.
Oh, I can assume that must have been a shit show from like the moment they started talking.
Though the Mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence?
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvert refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually happening is incredibly low. Still, we're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it. So there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
Well, neither of them want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell. Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that lying down.
Milliam.
I swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
Hey, she's at least being honest and saying exactly how it is. I'm not gonna discredit her for that.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Eric Getlem in action, though.
Oh, sure thing. Come on, Lamb!
Whoa there. Cool your jets.
God damn it.
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Eric Getlem. Just a hunch.
No kidding, you might set off a couple of the guards.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
That could have gotten messy.
Honestly, it would save us all a lot of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh my god.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me? I'm Mueller Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the Prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well. Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade style. I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago. Well, you all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
I love the fact that he can mouth off against his own, like, prince, and the prince is just, like, childish about it. In a good way.
See? What did I tell you? And it's not just Class 7 either. The whole academy seems so full of life. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
And then he says something like this.
If you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Heimdall. If you kept up a good sprint, I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Ah, cruelty. Thy name is Mueller.
It's like their hearts practically beat in sync.
That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
Gotta be a long time if they can banter like that and not have any repercussions.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell. I hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
Well, considering how this is supposed to be like Shakespearean times and medieval and whatnot, just branching into the modern era, doesn't quite surprise me that they're quoting from Hamlet. Well, I don't mean things like that. I meant as in how they speak. Well, they're still quoting from them. Yes, let's go back to the dormitory. Is that Towa I see in the back? Nope, that's not Towa.
Insects, huh? Well, it is fall, I guess.
I'm sorry, I thought insects were all year round, not, well... Okay, so spring to fall. Because I hardly ever see them during the winter. No, I have not. I've never even heard of that.
Hard to believe I've already been here half a year. The festival used to seem so far off. Now it's just next month.
Where the fuck is my thing?
The past 6 months really have flown by.
Huh? Is that you, Reed?
Hello, Towa.
Haven't seen you out and about too much lately.
Well, the meeting I was in ended a little early.
Unless you live in Florida, then you see them all year long.
So I thought that was a nice point to call it a day.
I see. Did you guys discuss the Academy Festival?
Yep. We've still got a lot we need to nail down before next month to keep the preparations running smoothly. There's enough to discuss that we're actually meeting again tomorrow.
Sounds like work's really keeping you busy then.
Isn't it always keeping her busy? Even if it's not the festival, it's always something else. This girl doesn't stop. She just keeps going.
By the way, have you figured out what you'd like me to help you with tomorrow? I'll even take the tasks now if you have them handy.
Oh, I usually sort those out before I go to bed. I guess I could go over them now, but there's some shopping I really need to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Florida. The people down there are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you know what I mean.
Sorry. Is it okay if I give them to you tomorrow morning like usual?
Technically, you could say that about any state in the United States of America, but Florida is especially full of weirdos. I mean, how do I say this? It's where the seniors go. And, rich, wealthy seniors for retirement, because you know they can fucking do that. And they're the kind of sort that are independent and think that, oh, I'm 80 or 90 years old, I can still drive. The fuck you can.
That's totally fine.
Reen, there's something I want to tell you. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to say it, but
Oh god, what now?
I want you and everyone from Class 7 to know how grateful I am for what you did at Garrelia Fortress.
There was no need to thank me for that, Towa.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what, Sylvie? Oh, good grief.
It's fine, really. We've gotten plenty of rounds of thanks for it already. We just kind of ended up in the wrong place at the right time. We were lucky the instructors were there, and...
I'm surprised you could get insurance in Florida. I thought you had to be a U.S. citizen for that. And I'm not making fun of you for that, I'm just... Then again, I don't know. Fucking American laws are stupid.
It doesn't change the fact that you saved my life. I wasn't on the same floor where the conference was being held, but if a shot from the railway guns had hit Orcus Tower, I doubt I'd be standing here today.
Towa, if a shot had been shot from the railway guns, nobody there would have come back. Not the counselor, not the prince, nobody. Y'all, all of you would be dead.
Towa,
Oh, interesting.
I'm just glad you're safe.
Thanks. Anyway, I feel like I'm just kind of babbling on and repeating myself now, so I'll stop myself here.
Towa, I do that all the time, every day. Nobody's told me to shut up yet.
Oh, you said you were on your way out to do some shopping, right?
There it is, lady man.
Well, a pretty good amount, I suppose. Oh, and I just remembered I need to pick up that stuff at the bookstore, too. Then after I get everything I need at the general store, I might have to make a trip back here to drop it off.
You could do that. Or I could come along with you and help carry all those bags.
Reen, this is what a gentleman who is in love with a lady would do. No normal man, even a friend, would do that.
So how about it?
At least none that I've ever met.
I just feel like you could use a hand.
Men, or actually boys today, in this day and age, they don't have that kind of respect.
I mean, sure, it'd be a big help, but I just feel so bad asking you to do it.
And I know somebody's gonna yell at me for that. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm sorry. Anyone below the age of... Do they ever really grow out of it, actually? Okay. Now this is gonna make a lot of people angry, but anyone below the age of, I'd argue, perhaps 30, that is identifies as a male, I don't think they're quite adult. And the reason why I say that is because they take much longer than a female to quote unquote grow up. And when I say that, I mean, how do I put this into words? Before someone yells, well, women aren't always mature. We seem to have a better head on our shoulders when it comes to emotional distress. Men just bottle it up and say, I'm fine. And 90% of the time, it's not. My father still does it. And I've yelled at him so many times not to do it, and it doesn't work. But anyone below the age of 30 that is a boy or a male, I don't think... I mean, there are the few exceptions. I will say that. But there's just so many people who identify as a male that just aren't mature. Okay, here's my identifying clauses. Now, I don't know about anyone outside of the country, but anybody in the country, they're always looking for a woman that represents a lot like their mother. Why? Because the woman is always the one who took care of them. Is meant to be the comfort site, I suppose. Or at least that's the way I've always seen it. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I know there are plenty of women who look for a lot of resemblance of their father in their ideal man. Like, for example, I hope if I ever find somebody, I hope they're as half as good with cars as my father, because I would be loyally fucked if it weren't for him. Selby, I'm not going to grace that with an answer, because, you don't want to know. There's a lot. Again, I don't know about outside the country, but inside the country, people a little... If you go by Dave and Check the Freak, and anyone who doesn't know who that is a podcast in Detroit. I'd highly recommend listening to it. If you are an adult, if you are a minor, please proceed with caution, and I would advise you do not, but I know that you will, because you just do that kind of shit. You don't listen. Selby, in America, the boys who graduate from school, even from fucking college, they will lay people up and then walk out because they can't handle the pressure. Selby, I know goddamn well you're not a minor. You are the same age as me. So, you can't pull that shit on me. But the podcast I listen to, Dave and Chuck the Freak, has taught me a lot about how America is. And let me tell you something. I have lost a lot of hope in humanity. I really have. Selby, I know you're not that either. Let's just say the amount of shit that I hear on that show, it's a miracle humanity is still alive, if you want my honest opinion. If I were being honest, I would say I'm surprised we're not dead. And need I say more about overseas? I mean, I don't know what the hell it is, but I hear a lot of people who get married to trees or are sexually assaulted by a mysterious ghost. And this is all in Europe, mind you. But don't worry, we get plenty of crappy-ass stories here in America where we all have road rage and food rage. Yes. Yes, Selby. There have been stories on Dave and Tech the Freak. I don't know where you'd find them. You'd probably have to Google them. Where people, especially one woman in particular, who I can't think... I remember the story, but I don't know the name. She got married to a tree. It was in overseas. I want to say Britain, but I could be wrong. I don't know, no. Well, I'm not surprised by that, if you want my honest opinion, Selby. Of course an American woman would marry herself. And divorce herself. The sad thing is... Okay, now that's clever. The sad thing is that nothing surprises me anymore. Most people will be like, how can you do that? But me, I'm just like, I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised anymore. The shit people do is just obscene and crazy and makes me wonder what the hell drugs they've been taking. But yeah, there are plenty of stories on Dave and Tech the Freak that make me really wonder how the hell humanity has made it this far.
That makes it sound like deep down I secretly want you to come, and that's not...
Oh, is that so, Towa?
Well, if it eases your conscience, there's actually something I need your advice on.
Love.
It's about my class and what we can do for the upcoming festival.
Or that. But yeah, I'm not surprised anymore by anything. Maybe that's why I'm so cynical. I'm just not surprised by what humanity does anymore. Come on. I could do Pal World again, but I'm kind of trying to get through this game, to be honest. There are so many games I want to play that it's crazy. It wasn't a hassle, it was just, I need to figure out the controls because that game is different. So far, I haven't heard nothing negative about the game in terms of AI and whatnot, but we will see. I just find it funny that the Pokemon Company is investigating because, you know, it's a better Pokemon game? Well, I mean, it's not a Pokemon game, but it's a better version of what Pokemon should be. And before the Pokemon diehards come after me, look. How many years have we been asking for the shit that we got in Arceus? How long? Free roam. Free ability to catch whatever Pokemon we want. How many years have we asked for that? Why is it after Breath of the Wild that we finally get that? And even then it took years for that. And if you can seriously sit down there and tell me that the repetitive storytelling and the ugly-ass Pokemon designs are acceptable to you, then you have a fucking problem. Because, I'm sorry, call me biased, but after Gen 6 or 5 or 6. One of them, it was after Black and White, I want to say. You cannot tell me the design of these Pokemon went downhill. I'm sorry. And Scarlet, Frapple, a goddamn dragon apple? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, that's just not, that's... The story behind it is clever. They could have done a better design. That's my opinion. So if you're gonna shoot me up...
Is it this late already?
So if you're gonna shoot me for how I feel, then sorry, that's just how I feel.
I guess the sun has started setting a little earlier lately.
Pokemon, I know people are gonna say, well, you're old. Sure, whatever, if that makes you feel better. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, Pokemon Ruby was it for me. Or rather, Pokemon Emerald. But I'm not impressed with this new gen of Pokemon. I'm not. I mean, Scarlet and Violet did some inventive things, and yeah, sure, it's an okay game, but it's just, there's something missing. And I couldn't tell you what that is, but the spark of joy that that game used to bring to me is just no longer there, and I still love Zelda, don't get me wrong. I'm not impressed with the newer games, and it's not because of, you know, of the same reason. No, it's just, I'm an idiot. I can't figure out the new Zelda. I love it, don't get me wrong, for Zelda games. But the newer ones, I don't know. There's something missing. I mean, of course you can call me biased of what I think. I'm gonna be one of those many that say, oh, back in my day... I'm sorry, the PS2 was the best generation of games, and you will not tell me otherwise.
Still, I had no idea you came here often.
That console had so many good games.
Nick is always able to get stuff you can't buy anywhere else. He's my go-to guy when there's something I can't get at the Academy store. Like fireworks to use in school events.
I'm not... PS3 was meh. I have some games, but not nearly as many as I got for the PS2. The PS4 is probably up there in terms of my favorite console. But at the end of the day, PS2 takes it. The games were better, the stories were better, ideas weren't stolen, they were created.
I think we even asked him for a penguin costume once, and he actually got it.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty unique shopping list.
Uh-huh. Wait! How did you end up with all those bags?
I don't know, Towa. It wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that you bought it all, would you now?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Here, give me some of those.
Aren't you already carrying a bag? You're using both hands for that singular bag. Are you sure you could take one more?
Don't worry about it. I'm fine. You're carrying plenty as it is.
Sorry, Rain. Well, how about we take a break in the rest area over there? I'll buy you a coffee or something. You wanted to ask me something about the Academy Festival too, right?
I shouldn't ask this because I am one of the guilty few who do it. But who the hell drinks coffee at night? It's supposed to keep you up. When the night rolls around, it's supposed to be time to go night-nights.
Ooh, yeah. That does sound like a problem.
Not like my mother doesn't do it. She drinks coffee at frickin' 2 o'clock in the morning, and she doesn't sleep. Now, if you work a night job, then that's acceptable because, you know, that's a night job. You're up all night.
Well, your class doesn't have enough people to do anything that involves large-scale equipment or decorations. You all could get together and run a little cafe without any problems, if you all wanted to do something like that.
But isn't that the cliche class thing?
I'd thought about it, yeah.
Sounds cliche.
Still, if we're going to do something, I at least want it to be as impressive as what the other classes are doing.
Feeling a little competitive, aren't we, Reed?
Well, I'm sorry, Towa. How many fucking classes do a cafe? I mean, really, it's like the #1 thing every damn class tries to do. Then again, I wouldn't know. Our school never did this. Our school never had these kind of festivals. But all the Japanese shit that I read, oh my, and watched. I mean, every time it was school, there was always a fucking cafe! Like, could you have done anything else? There's always a cafe, some haunted thing, a fortune teller.
Well, you have enough people to put on a play or run a game tournament.
Or that!
But other first-year classes have already applied to do both of those.
That's the point. That's what I mean.
I see.
We need to be different. The question is, how can we be different? What can we do within our
I
power?
don't really want to copy an idea another class is already doing.
I mean, to be fair, every class does it every single year. Yes, a game tournament. You've never done that? I've never been a part of one either, to be honest, but I've heard of them. It's basically depending on the game. It will depend on the game. There could be Super Smash Bros. Brawl, there could be Pokemon, there could be, Tetris. Yes, Tetris. I know what I said. Anything that's competitive, really. Yeah, like an actual game. Not like soccer and football and all that other crap. No, nothing like that. That'd be interesting, though. That'd be a twist on game tournaments. Girls versus boys. Let's go. No, nothing like that.
Come to think of it, what did...
Oh, it was a cat-themed coffee shop where we all wore cat suits.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
And then there was that other event I did with Angie and the others.
Why? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm saying this right now. It's a good thing I'm not born in Japan, because I'm telling you right fucking now. You are not getting me to dress as a maid. You're not getting me to dress as a maid with cat ears and a tail. F no.
Oh, you guys got together and did something else
No, no, no. Not happening.
It's nothing. Just forget I said anything.
Towa, what did you and Crow do?
We didn't put on any event, and even if we did, it wouldn't have been on stage.
So, in other words, it was on stage. And it was an event.
I think you just let the cat out of the bag.
I'll put a cat suit on the model if you pay $1,000. Don't actually do it, I swear to God. Because I don't think I could refund it, so don't.
So, you guys did do something on stage? What exactly was it?
Me and my big mouth.
You said it, Towa, not me.
You really want to know?
He asked. You offered. Well. Nah, Selby, put your fucking card away.
If you don't mind telling me anyway.
Oh god, that would be a fun thing to explain to your parents. You spent $1,000 on what? Yeah.
Who knows? It might help me think of something Class 7 could do.
Well, if you insist, I can't turn down a chance to help a sweet, fledgling first year, especially after how much you helped me. I'll reach down to my toes and muster every last bit of courage to tell you.
Thanks. Was it some kind of traumatic experience or something?
Nothing like that, Reen, nothing like that.
In short, we put on a musical performance.
That's another thing that's often. Operettas.
A little concert of sorts, you could say.
Like a rock concert?
Wow, really? I wouldn't have expected that from you guys.
Why wouldn't you? It's not like she did anything nefarious.
So you can play an instrument then?
I'm afraid not. That's how I got stuck being the singer. Angie, Crow, and George all played for the show, though.
Wow, that actually sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I remember in one class I had to pair up with a couple of people, and nobody wanted to sing. The people in my group were like, I call guitar, I call drums, and I'm just like, huh? No, wait, no, that's not fair, I call a redraw. And unfortunately, it did not work. I ended up having to be the singer. And, I can tell you right now, it was not fun. I legit had stage fright. I'm always gonna remember this memory because of what my classmates did. And it's one of the few times that I was really happy with my class because they understood. When it was our turn to do the performance, I was shaking like a leaf. I was starting to cry. I was starting to hyperventilate. And I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. No. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And they're like, it's fine. Just lip sync. It's like, that's not the point. The singer is always supposed to be center stage, meaning the center of attention. I don't want to be the center of attention. And unfortunately, nothing I did worked. I couldn't call out sick that day because it was a massive grade project. And I was one of the teacher's pets. So I couldn't worm my way out of it even if I wanted to. So we had to get up on stage, and I grabbed the mic and I just like froze in absolute fear. Like nothing came out even when the music started, and I'm just like, I stood there crying because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be here. And my band members were looking at me and they're like, okay, maybe it was a bad idea to put her as the singer. And I kept shaking because it's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I was legit ready to fight or flight. No, it was not recorded, thank God. But eventually I just started to lip sync just to get it done and over with. And next thing I know, everybody from the, no, I know it wasn't for a fact because of what happened next. It was just a class project, meaning it was just us and the teacher. Nobody else in the school, just the class and the teacher. Next thing I know, the rest of the class gets up, comes on stage, and we had one guy, and this memory just sticks to me. We had one guy in a wheelchair come up and start doing fucking wheelies. You had other people juggling around, and they were doing everything they could to make me feel comfortable, and I just started crying again because I was like, oh my God. You people didn't have to do this, but thank you. And the teacher started crying because he knew. He knew I absolutely hated what I had to do. I did it for the grade. I did it to try to overcome my fear, and it just did not work. And well, everyone had to come up and just essentially help me out, which was fine. And I appreciated it greatly. And I managed to get an A for that too. And I told him, I don't deserve the A. You ought to give that to everybody else because I was too busy crying. Selby, I was a fucking teenager. An emotionally distraught teenager. No. No, I told you, I haven't been feeling good. So, of course, you're going to hear me sniffling because I don't know if I'm congested or what. But, like I said, it was an interesting day, and I still have that memory stuck to my head. Yeah, I know that's a far cry of what I just said, but again, I'm not crying.
If we put on a musical show, I'm sure Elliot would be a big help.
Elliot would be a big help. Why? Why do we have to do this? I thought I was past this musical day shit.
So, what kind of music was it? Classical? Folk? Show tunes?
Rock? Anything that's not rap. Actually, please no classical. I don't want to listen to classical, please, no.
Well, it's hard to describe, but it was passionate, really modern.
The fuck do you mean by that? Show tunes as in like the Pokemon theme song. Show tunes that are essentially songs from a show on TV that you really liked. That's exactly what.
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Well, it's not really a genre that's caught on in the Empire times now, Jill. You definitely wouldn't hear it played in Heimdall's Opera House, that's for sure.
So, not opera.
Huh?
Alright.
Well, Towa, you're not exactly giving us a whole lot of
Do you have some
info.
free time tomorrow evening?
Yes.
If you can't come until after you're done exploring the old schoolhouse, that's okay with me.
Okay.
Tomorrow evening? Yeah, I should be free. Should I meet you in the student council room?
Oh no. Can you go to the computer room in the main school building?
Sure thing.
I can't listen to opera. I can't. For some reason, that goes straight through me, and it does not feel good. I'm not gonna say it's like rap.
Concert you held last year?
I can't stand rap. But opera does things, it goes right through me, and not in a good way.
You'll just have to find out tomorrow night.
I mean, there's a few songs I might listen to once in a blue moon, and that would be Phantom of the Opera. And I guess, if you think about it, some of the games I play, well, not games, one of the music people I do, sometimes I swear to God she's from opera. Towa, your coffee.
Sorry to keep asking favors of you, but would you mind coming to the lower class dormitory with me?
Why am I not surprised it's not opera? To be honest, no. I don't want to.
If we stay out here much longer, we're going to miss dinner at the dorms.
I don't think I'd enjoy it.
You have a point. But really, I'm fine with all the bags.
If it's anything, yeah, that's what I was about to say. If it's like a musical, this is gonna sound weird. I'm not crazy about musicals.
Just leave the heavy lifting to me.
You're so stubborn.
Give me 1 second, please. I don't need it. And I just kicked the microphone. That's fantastic, considering it's on a damn boom mic. I'm stubborn? How am I stubborn? Progressive chaos. That's me in a nutshell. Let's stay in my dorm. Why would I go out of my dorm? Ah, the beautiful town of Trista. A personal request. I'm assuming that's Angelica. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a little worried. Why is she asking for me personally? Come prepare. Yeah, that is a good point. What does she mean by that? I wouldn't know, Reen. You're not wearing a long sleeve. I always keep doing that. I always leave through the wrong door! Wait, can I hang out with anybody particularly Crow? Yeah, Crow. Crow. Fuck, I can't hang out with Crow! But I can hang out with the teacher. Hello, Sarah. And for a quiet drink. Ooh. That's never a good thing when a lady wants a quiet drink. That's not a teacher. The one who wears the biker suit, she is not a teacher, she's a student. I was about to say, that sounds very un-Sarah. What's going on? Yeah, what's wrong with you today, Sarah? What's happening here? Why are you so solemn? Oh, thank you. Huh? Oh, no. Usually that's something to a dead friend. That was about... Wait a minute. I think I know exactly who she's talking about, too. That's because he wasn't a bracer. When you stand as her equal, Sarah, he's your student.